Hello class and welcome to MMDD 232, Emerging Multimedia Practice 1 in the fall 2025 semester. Can you believe you've made it here? I hope that you all were able to enjoy your summer a bit, the warmer weather, all of that stuff. Fall's coming in, the cooler weather is coming. I like fall, so it'll be quite nice. Here we are, folks, and the first thing you might notice is this class is online, okay? So you're watching a video from me, okay? And I'm talking to you and I'm telling you stuff right here, okay? There's going to be videos from me doing this now, today, and forever. No, throughout the semester, you're going to see videos like this from me, okay? And I'm going to be providing you with integral course information to make sure that you stay up to date with your assignments and what you should be doing and all of that grand old stuff. So watching these videos is essential for your success in the course. If you don't watch these videos, you're going to be lost. You're not going to know what's going on. You're going to be scrambling, okay? So just watch the videos, okay? And I put time into them, of course, whatever. Here we are. Okay, so this class is online. Not only that, but it's a bit different than all of your other classes too, because you are going to be kind of creating the class in a sense, because you'll be working on one grand project throughout the semester, and I'm not telling you what that project is. You have to tell me what that project is. So I look forward to seeing what your project is. And all the things I'm talking about here are covered in more detail in other videos in other areas of Blackboard. This video is just to kind of give some degree of an overall thing about the class, and I'm actually going to show you, the stuff on Blackboard that you need to do after watching this video, because guess what? It said, I think, start here or watch first or something for this video. So as long as you're watching this first, it should help make everything else make more sense. If you don't watch this first, you're going to be lost. Okay, so again, I'm trying to make things clear for you. So following this pathway is very important. I have some notes as well to make sure I'm staying on track. Okay, yes, so there is a time for this class, right? Officially, it's like Thursdays, I think 9:50 to 12:30, in that range. So yes, this class is mostly asynchronous in that there's going to be videos of me talking like this. You're going to be completing things on your own. However, there are key points in the semester which I will make sure you know of ahead of time, where number one, we will be meeting one-on-one with each other, right? So I'm going to have a schedule and I'm going to say, okay, 10 minutes with each student. Here's the sequence. Let's go, right? I'm going to meet with all the students one-on-one to talk about your projects and what's going on. That's going to happen a couple times throughout the semester. And there's going to be some drop-in sessions as well. So I'll just say, hey, come by during this hour or so if you have any questions right now about the class. Now, all of those things will take place in that slot of the course in your schedule, because that means everyone should be free at that time, right? So keep that in mind, that you still do need to keep that time free. And honestly, I encourage you to use that specific time slot to work on the asynchronous stuff in the course as well, just to make sure you have a consistent schedule with what you're working on and you know when to dedicate time to this class each week, okay? So that's just some stuff right off the bat. And like I said, you might just be saying, what's he talking about? What is this thing? But I promise, as you make it through all of these videos, all this information, it should be at least a little bit clearer, if not fully clear. That's the ideal. I think I'm going to go ahead and jump into Blackboard, though. So let's see. Okay, we made it. Here we are. Blackboard, you've seen it before. Everyone organizes their Blackboard pages differently. This class, the Blackboard organization is very important because the whole course happens here, right? Or here, if I'm pointing correctly in the little box. Here we are. Okay, so course intro start here. This is where you went. This is where we are right now. Fantastic. You'll see if I open this up that the video isn't here yet, but it should be by the time you're watching this, obviously. But here's guideline, course intro of what you should be doing here at the start of the semester, okay? Complete the following in sequential order to get started in the course. Course intro video above, you're already working on that. You're already checking off part 1 or number 1 of this whole list. How fantastic is that? Make sure you watch this video till the end, okay? That means that you will have completed watching it. Step 2, the course and project overview video and slides. Okay, that is so important that you watch that video, you review the slides, you save the slides onto your own folder, whatever, to make sure you can access them, because that video and area, I'm covering the whole shebang. That's where I'm actually clarifying what's going on with this class, what's going on with your project, all that kind of stuff. So super important and essential that you watch that and engage with it. Then your critical path, right? There's a quick video there, as well as access to your critical path, just kind of briefly going over what it is, how it looks, giving you a sense of the whole scope of the semester. Then you'll need to access and connect with your remote team, because again, you're going to be working remotely this semester, asynchronous, all that kind of stuff. And so you are also assigned a team of classmates, of colleagues, which you will connect with at various points throughout the semester to review each other's work, but also just to, have a group of people that you're in touch with about this course. If you say, what was he going on in that video about? I have no idea what he's talking about. You can ask people in your remote team to see if they know. If they have no idea, then of course you ask me, and I'm happy to clarify it there. And then there is, believe it or not, something called a course review quiz. So after you do all these things, you will complete the course review quiz, okay, which is a quiz about information covered in all of these things. And you must receive a 100% on that quiz in order to move forward in the course. Can you believe that? That ensures that you have gone through all of this content and understood it and digested it and put it out on the other end with this quiz. And that basically acts as like a contract with me that you understand what's going on in the course. So if later on down the road you say, well, I had no idea that was what I was supposed to do, I can say, actually, here in the course review quiz, you confirm that you understood this. So make sure that you actually know what you're answering in that quiz too, and that you receive a 100%. And then once you've done all this stuff, you will unlock, right? Stage 1, pre-production. Oh my goodness, it's stage 1, propose and plan. I gotta fix this. Propose and plan. Okay. You will access stage 1, propose and plan, and the remote work foundations modules to get started on the course. So first thing before you even do anything with your project is to go through all this course material stuff. And it's a lot of stuff, right? But it's there for you. And these videos are there to help you sort of go at your own pace. You can even kind of break it up a bit if that helps you. And guess what? These videos too, you can watch them at 2 times speed if you want. Maybe I can talk to you. No. You can watch them at 2 times speed if you want. You can watch them at 0.5 times speed if you want. If you really want to stretch out your experience with watching these things. There should be subtitles auto-generated you can click on if you want to see subtitles. I'll also try to put those time markers in the video so you can jump to specific parts if you need to review the video later on. So it's all there for you, okay? But it's on you to do these things because you are the students. Okay. Course intro. So I'll just go through kind of each of these things that was just listed here in this guide. So course and project overview is right here. And there is a video for you to watch. And there are these slides for you to access. There's also the official course outline if you would like to take a look at that, right? It says here, course and project overview. Important information for you to reference about the course and self-directed project which you will be working on. Critical path. Access the critical path for the course here, which provides a week-to-week breakdown of the course. Subject to change, right? The critical path may move and shift around, but I'll make sure I let you know if that happens. And there's a video here talking about the critical path, and then a link to the critical path. Right? Easy peasy. Then, okay, here's your remote team. So connect with your remote team for the course here. You click on it. There's a discussion board for you to connect with your team. And guess what? There's a due date that you have to actually introduce yourself on this discussion board. So you'll open it up and it says, use this board to introduce yourself to your remote team with the following: your preferred name and career interests, a movie, TV series, or video game you like, and methods of contact: WhatsApp, Discord, Microsoft Teams, whatever, because you would need to be in contact with your team throughout the semester. So start a group chat somewhere where everyone has an account and then you're good to go. So yeah, establish an external chat with your remote team to keep in touch throughout the course, right? They could become your friends if you believe it or not. It's possible. Example post, hi everyone. You can call me Chris, and I'm interested in multimedia art and music. Interesting that I might be into music. And I love the new Superman movie, right? Big surprise, there's Soups right there. WhatsApp is best for contact. My number is... But I also have Discord. Here's my @ You know, if anyone in the group is a Discord mod and really wants to make a whole channel for it, that would be awesome. Then you can have, you know, all the different sort of conversation threads organized and stuff. That would be cool. But it's up to you, and as a group, you kind of have to determine that. OMG, you have to determine things as a group. What? Yes, that's true. So, post here. Yes, you have to do this very extremely difficult and arduous task of answering these 3 questions. Post it here by the due date, and then you can move forward. Okay, and that ensures that you should at least have started with connecting with one another. And then you will complete the grand course review quiz, which I'm not going to open here because you would see the answers if I did. But you must get 100% on the quiz to open up assignment submissions in the course. And something else about the quiz is that you will have 3 chances to get 100% on it. Okay, so you can retake it a couple times. I wouldn't rely on that. But if, you know, one of the questions you didn't quite get it the first time, then you have another chance to answer it. However, after 3 attempts, if you have not gotten 100%, you have to message me and say why you didn't get 100%, right? So if you were like, you know what, this part of the class was actually very unclear to me, then I can say, okay, well, let me clear it up. Okay, so that's what that's about. You got to complete the course review quiz, and then yes, you will unlock the next phase of the course, which first is the Remote Work Foundations certification, which I'll just quickly show you. Basically, you'll access this LinkedIn Learning module for remote work. Takes about hour and a half to complete. You will get a certification that will be displayed proudly on your LinkedIn profile. And you must be logged in with your Humber or Microsoft account to access the LinkedIn course. More info here on how to do that. And then when you complete the course, you take a screenshot or export of your certificate and submit it there to receive credit. Okay, credit. That's a little bit down the road, but I'm just making sure it's covered here so that it's in the back of your mind that yes, you will have to do this thing. But guess what? You can't actually even start that until you've gotten 100% on the quiz, and then you can actually move on to the first stage of your project. And then there's going to be a whole new video, a whole new guidelines, all kinds of things for you to understand and know, example projects to look at, and then what you'll need to do to submit your work. Okay, so once you unlock that, then it will all be described. I'm not using this video to show the entire course at once because that would be way too much. So things are broken up, right? There's videos kind of spread around, and there will be a dedicated video in stage 1 that covers all of those things there. So if you want to get started on your project fast, then guess what? Complete your quiz soon, and then it'll unlock it, and then you can move forward, okay? And if you ever have any questions or concerns, please send me a message here on Blackboard, just like this. Send me a message. Ooh, if you have one of those mechanical keyboards, send me a message on Blackboard. I will respond. Oh my goodness, are you serious? Yes, I'll respond. I'll clarify any questions. Even if you want to, if you're saying, hey, I'm thinking about doing a project like this, you can ask me if you want me to get a sense of it, right? Happy to help you along the way. Anything else here? Okay, I think that's it for now. So I will see you again in the videos you're just about to watch. So how exciting is that? I think all of these videos together for this sort of start of the course stuff is probably about an hour, but that's not a big deal. Like I said, you can break them up, right? You complete them on your time. Just make sure that you finish the quiz on time, you introduce yourself to your team on time, and that you're getting started on your project, at the very least thinking about what it might be before you move on to the first stage and start actually creating your proposal and plan and all of these grand old things. And you will be keeping track of the time that you spend working on your project in this course. So, even the time you spend now going through all this course material is valid time spent in the course. So keep an eye on how long it's taking you. Write it down. Okay, it took me an hour to go through these videos, because that will count towards time you spent on your project, which will be clearer, especially once you actually get to stage 1. But anyway, I promise it will all make sense. I promise. So just deep breath. I know it's the start of the semester. You have 15 other classes. You have a million other assignments. But this is also a class. This is also something that you are accountable for. This is also something that you will be doing, working on, completing throughout the semester. So make sure it's always there floating in the back of your mind. And yes, again, I know this point of the semester, for your professors too, can seem very overwhelming because it's trying to get everything together for the whole semester, seeing it all spread out at once. But once things get more week to week, it will be much clearer. And I can't tell you how important it is for you to read every weekly announcement, which I will send out at the start of the week, and any other announcements I send out as well. Read those intently. If anything's unclear, ask me about it. And any videos that are included or uploaded, watch them because they will be very important and helpful for you. I promise. Okay. You know what? I'm going to call it there because you got a lot of other stuff to do. So good luck.